Hi everyone, Dr. Tanya here. I was talking to you about red cloth being a spiritual boundary for creating an altar. And what I like to do is put down red cloth on my altar, and then I like to put down representation of the four elements. The four elements being the earth. So for my altar, I like to put down like a favorite stone. Here's some rose quartz that I like to put down. I also have, representing the earth, I have a deer antler, which somebody got in my family years and years ago. I think my dad did, collected it as a kid and kept it. And so it has meaning for me. It reminds me of my dad and reminds me of deer medicine and how powerful the deer is and what the deer has to teach me in this life. So I put this down on my altar. The next element I like to represent is water. And if you're creating an altar and want to put the four elements on it, you could put, there's a lot of things you could put for water. You could actually put a cup of water. I like to put shells too. I have here an abalone shell, which is also very special to me, given to me by my husband. And so I put this down on my altar. And then I like to have something representing the element of air, which for me is often a feather. So I have here a red-tailed hawk feather that I found on the ground one day when a red-tailed hawk had flown by my car, and I got out of my car and looked in the ground, and there's this feather here, and so it reminds me of the red-tailed hawk and the energy of the hawk and what it has to teach me. So I put this on my altar. And then also the fourth element, representing fire. So I like to put a candle. So I have a candle here, the double flame, that I also put on my altar. So I'll show you what I got going on here. So you can see my altar that I have here. And I create this as like a sacred space, a place where I can sit in front of and I can meditate or calm myself or sit in my center and focus on my breath and say the things that I need to say. Pray the prayers that I need to pray for myself and my family and my community and the world, all my relations, and to breathe and remember my body and myself as a temple, as something that I need to love and take care of. My altar and my space, when I sit in front of my altar, is a way for me to gather my power. And when I say power, I don't mean